Okay. So in last class, we have studied about cell and we have completed cell. So today we will proceed further and we will study tissue. So I'm sharing my screen. Please confirm me. Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So today we will study tissue. So what are tissues? Tissues are made up of group of cells. Means group of cells together are called tissue. If some group of cells having same kind of structure and same kind of functions, then they are called tissue. So what is written here? Cells are grouped together to form tissue, each of which has specialized structure, function. Example, blood cells. Blood is a connective tissue. And muscles. So these are kinds of tissue. So group of cells with similar structure and functions are known as tissue. Now, four main types of tissue are there. First, epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscular tissue, nervous tissue. First, epithelial tissue. So, what are epithelial tissue? Or how they look like? Or what are their functions? We will study here. Cells fit closely together. So, if we study epithelial tissue, then we can see that cells of epithelial tissue are closely fitted. Minimum amount of intercellular substance. Intercellular substance means the space between two cells are very less. So the means space between two cells are known as intercellular space. So every intercellular space is filled with some materials like body fluid or something else, blood or something else. So if the space between two cells are very less, then the intercellular material or intercellular substance will be also very minimum. So the lower surface is bound by basement membrane. So the lower surface of tissue is bound by a basement membrane. Means you can see here in the picture, the cells are forming tissue on the above part, and in the bottom there is a basement membrane of the tissue. So this is a basic structure of epithelial tissue. Now, where we can found epithelial tissue? We can found in body coverings like skin and body linings and glandular organs. Means some glands like stomach, surface line of stomach you can see there, or glandular organs like thyroid gland or gallbladder. These kind of glands having epithelial tissue on their surface level. And what are their functions? The functions of epithelial tissue are protection. Obviously, when we can see in the coverings, then its main function will be to protect the organ or to protect the area where it is found. And second one is absorption. Obviously, if we can see that when in glandular organs or like small intestine, we can find the epithelial tissue at the surface level on the epithelium area. So it will obviously absorb the nutrients which are passing through or which are being processed in small intestine or any part of the body where absorption occurs. Are you guys getting me what I'm trying to say?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So epithelial tissue can be found in the body coverings, body linings, and glandular organs. And what are their functions there? Protection, absorption, filtration, and secretion. Obviously, glandular cells will secrete some enzymes or hormones, and filtrations will be done in different parts like kidney. Now, types of epithelial tissue. There are different kinds of epithelial tissue.
Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Body linings means, ma'am. Body linings.
Body linings means the linings of different like like a small intestine.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Have you got it?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you,
Okay.
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
So there are different kinds of epithelial tissue. We can categorize it into main two types: simple epithelia, compound epithelia. Mainly two types: simple and compound. Now, simple is divided into further types like squamous simple, cuboidal simple, columnar simple, ciliated simple, pseudostratified. And compound epithelia is further divided into stratified and transitional. Stratified epithelia further divides into squamous, cuboidal, columnar, columnar ciliated. So we will study in detail all these. So the main two types are simple and compound. Now simple is divided into further 5 types. Compound is divided into 2 types: stratified and transitional. And stratified also further divided into 4 types. Now, types of epithelial tissue in detail. Classification based on number of cell layers. अगर हम सेल के नंबर पर देखें तो मतलब सेल का लेयर्स का नंबर कितने सारे नंबर्स हैं. If we divide the tissue into the layers, number of layers containing tissue, then it is divided into simple epithelial tissue and stratified. Simple epithelial tissue consists of one layer only. You can see in the picture here. Single layered epithelia is known as simple epithelial, or multi-layered epithelium is stratified or compound epithelial tissue. Next, simple epithelial tissue is further divided into 5 types. Squamous epithelia. Squamous epithelia is flattered. You can see in the picture that it is flat. Just beside the squamous epithelia, it is pictured here, that is flat squamous epithelium. Now, second is cuboidal, or it is cube sept. You can see also the cuboidal here. Third one is columnar. You can also see the columnar epithelium here. And next is ciliated, lined by cilia. Everybody know about cilia? What are cilia? Anyone?
Like small hairs, ma'am.
Finger-like hands.
Yeah, where it can found?
Small intestine.
Yeah, very good. Small finger-like projections we can found in the inner linings of small intestine, and also we can found in the inner lining of lungs, trachea. Okay, so these ciliated simple epithelium tissue means these cilias are also made up of this simple epithelium tissue. Which type of simple epithelium tissue? Ciliated. And the last one is pseudostratified, irregular layering of cells. When the layering of cells are irregular, means there is no coordination or a systematic arrangement of cells, but it is layered, then it is pseudostratified. Okay, the next one is simple epithelium tissue, and the first we have studied is squamous epithelium tissue. So we will go for the detailing of squamous epithelium tissue. First one, how we can define or how we can recognize that it is simple epithelium or squamous simple epithelium. So it will be single layered or flat cells, single layer and flat cells. Squamous epithelium tissue will be single layered and cells will be flat there. Usually forms membranes. Usually we can see in the membranes. Squamous epithelium tissue are mainly found in membranes. Lines of body cavities. When we see when we study about body cavities, then the inner lining of body cavity or any kind of lining of body cavity or membranes are made up of squamous epithelium. Next, it allows rapid exchange of substances. It allows rapid exchange, means uh, it, it is in case of cell membrane we have seen semi-permeable membrane, but it is not semi-permeable. It allows rapid exchange. Main function are protection and exchange. Obviously, if it is in the area of membrane or lining, then obviously it will protect the area and it will help in exchanging the material from in and out. Line lungs and capillaries. Mainly we can found squamous epithelium in lungs and capillaries. You guys know what are capillaries?
Blood vessels, ma'am.
Yeah, fine blood vessels, very small branches of blood vessels. Like blood vessels are mainly divided into veins and artery, but veins and artery are very uh, large or very, means what we can say, these are thick, so it can't go in the small or finest part of the body, like in your fingers, like in your eyes, nose, ears. Arteries and veins can't go there because arteries and veins are large in size. So blood vessels are further divided into small branches, fine branches. These are capillaries. So in the lining of lungs and capillaries, we can found this squamous epithelium tissue. Next is cuboidal epithelium tissue. It is also single layered, but the difference from squamous and cuboidal epithelium is squamous epithelium are single layered but flat, but cuboidal epithelium are single layered but cuboidal in shape, like a square where height of cell is equal to width of cell. Main function are absorption and secretion, and common in glands and their ducts. You can see here I have put the picture that ovaries have shown here. Ovaries and fallopian tube. So ovaries are the type of sexual gland, and the ducts are fallopian tube. So we can see, or we can found cuboidal epithelium tissue in these types of area where glands are present and their ducts are present. So in glands and ducts, cuboidal epithelium tissue are present, and their function is to secrete and absorb, form walls of kidney tubules cover the ovaries. Now next one is columnar epithelial tissue. Columnar epithelial tissue is also single layered. As we know, the simple means single layered, but the difference in here is in terms of shape. First one was flat, second one was cuboidal, and third one here is columnar. Single layer of tall cells, they are columnar in shape, so tall. Height of cell is greater than the width of cell. Main functions are protection, secretion, and absorption. Okay, main functions are protection, secretion, and absorption. Often includes goblet cells, which produce mucus. So, mainly goblet cells are found in columnar epithelial only. Do you know what are goblet cells? Just put some common sense in your mind. If anybody is sincere and aware about the class or what I am teaching or what I am talking or what is there in the slide, then you can answer it. Okay. Be sincere. It is already written in the slide. Goblet cells produce mucus. The main function of goblet cells.
In the nasal region or sinus
Yes.
region.
Repeat, please.
In the sinus region or the nasal region where mucus is produced, is that where columnar epithelial tissues are found?
Not only in the nasal or sinus area, it can found anywhere where mucus is produced. Almost every channel produces mucus, like our esophagus.
Ma'am, your screen is not visible.
I'm so sorry about that. Now is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, yes, we were talking about mucus. So, mucus can be found anywhere of the body, just like we can found in our esophagus or food pipe or stomach. So, anywhere mucus is a layer. When we will study about our organs or systems or diseases, then we can found or we can study that mucus is an important layer. Like if we go for the digestive system or respiratory system, mucus is necessary for body because our stomach produces a highly acidic hydrochloric acid. It's highly acidic. Its pH value is 2 or 3, I think. 2 point something or 3. So it is highly acidic. So for sustaining our body linings, for protecting our body linings, mucus is very necessary. Or our acidic hydrochloric acid will destroy our body linings, and this what we call that disease, ulcer will form. So anywhere of the body mucus can be found, and these mucus are produced by goblet cells, and these goblet cells are found in columnar epithelial tissue. Okay, clear?
Ma'am, because they secrete mucus and the mucus is produced in these cells, That is why their shape is like columns, like it's long, tall, where it can store the mucus and secrete whenever it's needed.
No, I don't think this is very supportive.
Why why are they in the shape of a goblet then?
Yeah, please repeat.
You said these cells include these are the goblet cells, right? Goblet cells
Hmm.
where which produce mucus. So goblet cells, they are tall. Goblet is the shape is they're tall. So
Yeah.
within the cell, they produce mucus. They
Hmm.
produce mucus. Probably that's why they are storing it, producing it, storing it, and secreting it, right?
Yeah.
Probably that's
No,
why the shape is like that.
no. Cuboidal cells do not store it. They just produce. They contain goblet cell, and goblet cell just produce mucus. They don't
It's
store it.
columnar. It's columnar, right, ma'am? It's not
Yeah,
cuboidal.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I'm
columnar.
sorry. Columnar epithelial cells contain goblet cells, and goblet cells just produce mucus. They don't store mucus. Mucus forms their different layer. Mucus forms their
Okay.
separate layer.
Yeah, got it,
Okay.
got it.
Okay. So we can find this in the lines of digestive tract too. So next one is ciliated epithelial tissue. It is also single layer of columnar cells that has hair-like structure. You can see in the picture here, this sky blue colored hair-like structure is cilia. They are cilia found in linings of fallopian tube, parts of respiratory system. Also, I have not mentioned here, it is also found in the parts of or inner linings of small intestine. They help to move particles out of the body, as like in fallopian tube, the zygote or the egg moves from ovary to uterus. In digestive system, the materials, digested food or undigested food, transit or they travel through the path. So the ciliated parts or the cilias help to move the particles or materials. So they are found in fallopian tube, parts of respiratory system, and small intestine. They help to move particles out of the body. Next one is pseudostratified epithelial tissue. Pseudo means false. We have also discussed earlier in the class pseudopodia or false feet. Podia means feet. Pseudo means fall. So false feet are generated by different kind of like amoeba also generate false feet, or we have studied in case of lysosome that they generate false feet, and they they attack the bacteria or the unwanted foreign particle and they destroy it. So pseudo means false and stratified means multi-layered, means single layered, but some cells are shorter than others, often look like double layered. Pseudo means false, stratified means multi-layered. Means it is single layered, but they appears like multi-layered. That is why pseudo stratified. They actually are single layered, but some cells are shorter than other cells, so they appear like multi-layered. They are not actually multi-layered. They appear like multi-layered. That is why they are termed as pseudo-stratified. Main functions are absorption and secretion. Sometimes ciliated, such as in the respiratory tract. Okay, fine. Main functions are absorption and secretion. Sometimes ciliated also, such as in the respiratory tract. Now, next one is stratified epithelial tissue. So you are getting it that simple epithelial tissue, we have completed the 5 types of simple epithelial tissue. Now we are going to stratified epithelial tissue. Stratified epithelial tissue is multi-layered, and we are now going in detail of stratified epithelial tissue. So first of stratified epithelial tissue is squamous, stratified squamous. So squamous will be flat. In case of simple also we have studied squamous simple was flat. So squamous stratified will also be flat, multi-layered but flat. Main function is to protect. Two types are there: stratified squamous, non-keratinized epithelium, and the second is keratinized epithelium. So, in case of non-keratinized epithelium, absence of keratin is there. Obviously, it is clear from the name only. Non-keratinized means absence of keratin will be there. Free surface is moist. The free surface will be moist, means moisture part is there. Mainly, we can see in the lining of mouth, esophagus, anal. So this part of body are a bit moistured and they don't contain keratin. Next one is keratinized epithelium. Keratinized epithelium cells filled with keratin. Epidermis of skin, outer surface of skin. The very outer surface of skin is stratified squamous keratinized epithelium. Okay, you can see in the picture here. Now, Babu, chup. Lali. Now, stratified epithelium tissue is further divided into stratified cuboidal epithelium tissue. Generally 2 layers or cube-like cells. Main function is secretion and protection. So, generally 2 layers are there of cube-like cells and main function is to secrete and protect. Found in large ducts of sweat glands, mammary glands and salivary glands. So where we can find this? Large duct of sweat glands, mammary glands and salivary glands. Stratified is further divided into columnar epithelial. So, multi-layers of columnar cells. Surface cells are columnar. Cells underneath vary in shape. Means it is multi-layered. So, the surface layer, the uppermost layer will be of columnar cells. And the underneath cells of columnar cells may be of square shape. You can see here in the picture, the uppermost layer is columnar, but the second and third layer is kind of square in shape. They are very rare in body. Main functions are protection and secretions. Obviously, epithelium layer is mainly for protection only. Protection and secretion only. So almost everywhere we will found in functions, they are just protecting and secreting different kind of hormones, enzymes and body juices. Small amount of pharynx, male urethra, we can found here. Means stratified columnar epithelial tissue can be found in pharynx and male urethra. Now next one is stratified ciliated columnar epithelium. Here, superficial cells are columnar. Just we have seen in the last stratified columnar epithelial, the superficial or uppermost part is columnar. Here in the stratified ciliated columnar epithelial tissue too, superficial cells are columnar that are hair-like structure, that has hair-like structure. So the epithelial or surface cells containing hair-like structure that are cilia. These here called cilia lines part of respiratory passage, male genital organ, vas deferens, and epidermis. 1 minute, please. So, last one was columnar epithelium, in which the uppermost or superficial layer was columnar cells and the underneath cells were square in shape. And now this stratified ciliated columnar epithelial tissue also same in structure, but they are adding on cilia on their surface. This is the main difference. They are adding on cilia on their surface. Cilia are hair-like structure and they are found in this type of tissue is mainly found in respiratory passages, male genital organs like vas deferens and epidermis. Now, second is transitional epithelial tissue. They are dome-like cells that are neither squamous nor columnar. The shape is changed now. In transitional epithelial tissue, the shape is changed now in dome-shaped. So, it is quite important. Dome-shaped epithelial tissue is transitional epithelial tissue. They are neither squamous nor columnar. Shape of cell depends upon the amount of stretching. So, it will depend on the amount of stretching. Often 10 or more thick layers. It is also multi-layered and containing 10 or more thick layers. Main functions are stretching and protection. Lining of urinary system. So we can imagine that the bladder stretches when it gets filled with urine. So it needs to stretch. There we can found this transitional epithelium tissue where cells are in dome shape and they vary in the amount of stretching it is getting. Now, epithelial tissue is done. We are moving to connective tissue. Connective tissue we can found everywhere in the body because the role of connective tissue is only to connect different parts of body. Found in between other tissues. Like if we take example of blood. Blood is a connective tissue. It connects different part of the body to different parts. Means blood connects from heart to whole body. So blood is a connective tissue and blood can be found everywhere in the body. And it is found in between different other body parts. They are widely distributed tissue. It consists of cells surrounded by compartment of fluid called the extracellular matrix. Like in between two different cells, we can found extracellular fluid or extracellular matrix. The fluid inside the cell is intracellular. Fluid outside the cell is extracellular. So, it consists of cells surrounded by a compartment of fluid called extracellular matrix. Connects, separates, and support all type of tissue in the body. So as it is found everywhere of the body, so it connects every part of the body to different parts, and it separates different parts of the body and supports all other types of tissue in the body. Main functions are bind body tissue together, supports the body, provides protection. Types of connective tissue are areolar connective tissue, adipose connective tissue, dense connective tissue, blood or hemopoietic connective tissue. Cartilage connective tissue, bone is also a connective tissue, and lymphoid connective tissue. So these are the 7 types of connective tissue. First one is areolar connective tissue. Is it going too much for you, or is it okay to continue today?
Ma'am, I think this is good enough. We can revise what we've done.
Okay. मुझे भी ऐसा ही कुछ लगा कि चलो ठीक है, आज के लिए बहुत हो गया. Okay, so we have just started connective tissue. We have just read today the types of connective tissue. I think this is enough for today. So we will wind the class today after some question answers. We will take the question answers from cell. I hope you have all studied about the cell. Have you guys studied about the cell
Ma'am, please can you show me the first 2-3 slides? I miss it, ma'am.
of tissue?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. This is the first slide. Here we have
Yes,
discussed
ma'am.
what tissue is and types of tissue, main types of tissue. Is it
Then
okay?
second one is yes, ma'am. Second one.
Second one is this epithelial tissue.
Yes, ma'am.
And its functions and findings.
Yes, ma'am. Now onwards, I have. Thank you
Okay.
so much, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So we will go for the question answers of cell. I hope you have all studied about the cell. So I will ask questions today. Okay. Only these people are there. Rajdeep Pal, please unmute yourself. Please tell me, what are the organelles of cell? Main organelles of cell.
Main organelles or cells are mitochondria,
Hmm.
Golgi body,
Hmm.
mitochondria, Golgi body, ribosome,
Hmm.
in the cell we have nucleus, but I doubt it if it is organelles or not.
We can put nucleus as an organelle. It's a main type of organelle. No problem. Go ahead.
Centriole,
Hmm.
then, what do you mean?
Centrioles are grouped into which kind of organelle? It is grouped into terminology is there for the groups of centrioles.
Centrosome, it's called centrosome. Of centriole
Yeah.
or centrosome.
Yeah, centrosome we can call it is an organelle.
Okay.
So now repeat once again, what are the organelles? Quickly, just quickly repeat.
Mitochondria,
Hmm.
centrosome, ribosome, Golgi body, uh, lysosome,
Hmm.
centriole,
You have talked about centrosome. You are skipping one, endoplasmic reticulum. Otherwise, it is good.
okay.
Okay. So, Rajinder, please unmute yourself. Yeah. Please tell me the very basic questions. What is the powerhouse of cell?
Mitochondria.
Okay, very good. Now, Bhavisha.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. What is the brain of the cell?
Nucleus.
Yes. Very good. Now, Indu. Indu. Can you unmute yourself? Okay, I think some problem
Yes,
is.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. So please tell me, what is cytoplasm?
It is present between the plasma membrane and nuclear membrane,
Hmm.
and in cytoplasm, cytosol is there, one jelly-like structure,
Hmm.
and variety of organelles other,
Hmm.
and
Okay.
in it is that it is viscous and colorless material.
Okay. Very good. Now, who is left? Usha. Yes. Please tell me, what is chromatin?
Chromatin is found in the nucleus, sorry. So
Yes, please repeat.
nucleus stores chromatin, and
Hmm.
it is a complex structure which is formed of the DNA and protein. And we find chromosomes in that.
Yeah, and it look like thread. You
Yeah.
should tell what
Yeah.
are their structure is.
So they are the chromosomes, thread-like structures, which are called chromosomes.
Hmm. And how many pairs of chromosome are there in human body?
23.
Yeah. So total 46 chromosomes are there in human
23
body.
pairs.
Yeah. Now, who is left? Kalishwari.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Please tell me where ribosomes are synthesized.
Ribosome synthesis in nucleus, ma'am.
Okay. In which parts of nucleus?
Ribosome. Is nucleoplasm, ma'am.
And it's not complete answer.
Nucleoplasm from, sorry, ma'am, I forgot it.
You have answered half.
Nucleoplasm and mm,
Anybody else?
Nucleolus, ma'am.
Nucleolus, ma'am.
Very good. Nucleoplasm and nucleolus, both.
Okay, ma'am.
Otherwise, good. You have tried. Anybody left? There are many questions about cell, and it's going to one also. I think now we should conclude with prayer. So everybody, please study every day just after the class. Then it will be easy for everybody to remember and understand the things. Just after the class, you go through the slide once. It will be very easy to remember for you. So, okay, we will now conclude the class with prayer. Sit comfortably. Erect your spine. Close your eyes. Adapt Namaskar Mudra in front of your chest. Now repeat the prayer.